Okay. Hey guys, it's your girl K Did come back out to you one more time. Welcome back to the Hear Our Voices podcast. And as you can see, we're finally in picture. We're in picture in picture. I'm just saying. I've been telling y'all it's gonna happen, and it has not happened. But now we're here. We're here with Lurden. You heard her voice before, and as I've been telling you guys, we're doing a Spanish podcast. So she's a person. She's a voice behind the Spanish podcast. Do you want to introduce yourself to the audience again? If just in case you haven't heard her before, I want her to introduce herself a little bit to you and tell us a little bit what she's going to be doing on the Spanish side of the podcast.
Hi, Khadijah. Thank you for inviting me again. As Khadijah said, I am the Spanish voice of Hear Our Voices, and we work together. Which she does the English, I do the Spanish, and we are trying to get more people and more Spanish-speaking people, also to share their stories like you do. Hopefully, we could get more people and get this through.
So, as you, before I even get into the nitty gritty of things, follow us. I almost forgot, but I didn't want to interrupt her either. I was like, man, it's so much thoughts in my brain. So, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and Twitter the most. Let's be honest. I'm on there the most. Sending out a lot of different things. On Instagram, I do a lot of stories because they disappear after 24 hours. But sometimes I try to make sure I kind of put things out there more. On YouTube, I try to remember to put them out there also. A lot of things are for like jobs, trainings. What else is another one? Baby showers, community baby showers. So if you think those resources would be helpful for you or people in your family or people in your community, please share it out. Please join our family over there and just help us grow and become a bigger and better platform. So as you know, English is obviously the main language in New York City, and I would say America. I would say that is what it is, right? But as you might know, in New York City, we had a very high. Honestly, we're very mixed to be honest. But in the recent year, I want to say year and a half, we have a high migrant population who's coming in, and we think that because right now they're actually the biggest population in shelter, from one of the shelters providers told us this recently. We want to make sure they can get the information just like anybody else. They might hopefully can. Most people tend to get phones easily, especially if you get different plans or a bomber phone or whatever like that. So we want to make sure if they go on YouTube or anything like that, they'll be able to be connected to the resources. It's hard to come to a foreign land, you know nothing about, you don't even know the language. I've been to France before. I knew no other than bonjour. Como tal? Like that's I knew very limited amount of the language. I can imagine, and I was only visiting for a couple of days. I can imagine coming to a country and they had to go through rough terrain to even get here, and to come to a place where you know none of the languages, and all you want is help for you and your kid, or even for a single person. And he's like, it seems like nobody's helping me. I honestly, for me, I think I would just be hopeless for just a good year, not even a couple of months, a good year. So I think it's good that we're giving out resources to people who don't look like us or even speak like us to make sure they are able to navigate through this. I'm gonna say this right now. Spanish people in general just tend to be very hardworking. So they're not only coming here to mooch off, they're coming here to work and help us grow as New Yorkers and be able to, let's be honest, America was built off of the backs of other people. So them coming here, I feel like it can be a benefit of honestly helping us out. People might be upset about that, but I came from immigrant parents. I'm first generation, so I can't say, oh my gosh, my family's Jamaican. If you don't know, now you know. So I think most times a lot of people come here and they work very hard for their community. So yes. So Lorden.
No, I definitely do agree with you. I definitely do agree. I mean, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people nowadays, especially in New York, that comes from either Mexico, Venezuela, Argentina, places from South America, and they don't even know the language.
Right.
So I think, honestly speaking, having a Spanish resource packet, could definitely help them. And I totally agree with you.
Right. And yeah, we could have resources, but they can't understand what it says. It's not going to be very helpful because they don't know how to get their information. I think that's where you come in with your podcast to be able to really help out that population. So,
definitely. I speak from experience. My mother, she came from Dominican Republic, and even now she's been here for 30 something years. and she doesn't know absolutely hardly anything. So all
I
she knows
know.
is hi, how you doing? And I'm like, okay, ma, you've been here for mad long. Like, you should get with the program already.
Right. But sometimes it's hard, you know. You don't want to lose your roots. I think a lot of people who do come here and kind of assimilate, sometimes they get lost by the wayside. They kind of forget about where they come from and what their language is about. And a lot of people end up losing it because of that. And I think older people, the older generations, don't want to lose it as much to kind of be in a society that, even though they live here, they still want to make sure don't forget home in a way. I think it's important to always know your background, but you have to also try to live your best ability that you can in the place that you are planning to stay.
I guess that's the reason why my mom has always told me, "Oh, you should know Spanish and English, and teach your kids," because that's one of her biggest things. Like I look at her like, "All right, mom, we in a generation in a world that everything is all English. Like,
Right.
not everybody uses Spanish, especially here nowadays. English is like the common
Yeah.
ground for everything. So
But you see now a lot of migrants are coming in and all they know is Spanish. So it's like to be able to help them, people like you are doing jobs that I could never do. I could try. I did Spanish from like third grade to about I want to say 11th to 12th, and I still don't. I know poquito español, and it's really poquito. It's not even just little. It's little, and I can't get around. Like if I had
definitely.
to, I have to use Google Translate. So people like you are going to be very helpful for the population that's coming in, and things like that. So what things are you looking
Don't get
for?
it twisted though.
Yes.
Sorry, don't get it twisted though. Even with me knowing Spanish, I still have to use Google Translate because there are some words I'll be like, how you say this in Spanish? Like, I guess using so much the English language, even for me, I get lost in translation sometimes because there's some words that you don't even know how to say in Spanish and you get confused and you need something to help you translate it. And sometimes Google Translate doesn't give you the same exact
Yeah.
definition to the word or how to translate it in Spanish.
Right. I understand, but you probably just understand it more. Like hearing it is easier than probably writing it down. And I think even in English, I could talk fine. If you had to see me write, I'm like, maybe, and my brain works faster than my mouth. If y'all don't know, I talk. If you look at my old YouTube videos, I talk really fast. I'm taking so much energy right now to talk slow so you can understand this podcast. I mean, you would not understand how I have to think of something in my head, program out of my mouth, and making sure I speak slow enough that an average person can understand me. And for some people, this is a little bit too fast for them. But I'm trying I mean, this
Yes,
this
like
is very
me.
hard for me. Some
Definitely
people can
like me.
understand, and because everybody learns differently, it's understandable, kind of thing. But I'm just so happy we're into this venture of trying to do podcast. If you don't, I didn't tell y'all when it's coming out. So if you don't know, one episode came out already last month. We was advertising on Twitter. We advertise it on Instagram. So we're doing right now every fourth Wednesday in the month. Because if you don't know, the podcast for Hear Our Voices come out every Wednesday. So we gave for the third Wednesday in the month to be able to give out resources to the people. When we get more people, hint hint, if you can speak Spanish and you can understand Spanish and you want to be a part of the podcast, just email us. It's right there. Twitter us, DM us something. And it could be a part of this family, be a part of the resources, be a part of the story that we want to tell. Because I feel like, yeah, you have stories of, and not only people who are migrants, people in the shelter before they were in there who speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So it's not only like people coming in, we want to make sure we can involve all stories, all walks of life, all things like that into the podcast. So it's like, if you think, oh, I'm not a migrant, so I can't, but if you speak Spanish, your story needs to be told because somebody out there needs to know that they're not alone because they need to hear it. They don't see enough, probably not. You see more faces, but you need to be counted, and you can't be counted without people hearing your story. So yes, so I'm happy that she's getting out with it. How do you feel about it right now? Like how, in your opinion, how do you think you're doing? What do you feel about the podcast?
To be honest with you, I only put one out, and that was mine. I'm still trying to, it's something new to me to begin with. Like this is nothing I ever done. I'm used to talking to people, but not like doing an interview or anything like that. So I'm still trying to get used to it. There's another one that's coming out at the end of this month. So I'm still trying to, get things along, trying to move along and get more people. So I'm still struggling, but hopefully with your help and the rest of the crew, the colleagues we have, we could get more people. So I'm just right now I'm just going with the flow and trying to get things done.
If you're a person, I just want y'all to know, like I said, it's for the English side too, but right now we need a much more resources for people who are Spanish speaking. So if you're a person who has a story and they would like to tell your story so people can hear it and understand the trials and tribulations you and your family went through, we would love to hear your story. You don't have to be on camera like us. So if you are coming on and you don't want to be on camera, it's fine. You don't have to be on camera. We'll be on camera because we're the host. But you know, you don't have to be on camera. If it's a DV, we take. Also, I'm gonna tell you the requirements. I feel like sometimes when I say the state stuff, I don't put out the requirements. Also, if you're a person with resources who want to be able to give it to a Spanish-speaking family or something like that, and you can have it. It's even better if you have it already translated because it could be easiest to copy and paste and put it on there. If we don't have it, copy and paste, like already translated, we can do it ourselves also. And so the requirements for all the part of the podcast, no matter which one, is that you were formerly homeless, and homeless can be in a shelter, it could be on the street, and it could be if you're going house to house, that means bed to bed, couch to couch, floor to floor, with you and your child who's under 18. So your requirements are you have to be a family and you have to at least have one child under 18 with you in this position. If you're evicted and you want to tell that story, you can also do it too. So yeah, so if you basically people think like, oh, I'm at my friend's couch, on my friend's couch surfing. I'm not homeless. Now, granted, you won't be counted in the homeless population as like, a certain entity will count you like this DSS. You know what I mean? The homeless like path example. You won't be counted in that number, but technically, if you don't have a home with your address and you're on the lease, you're considered homeless. So just be aware of that. You might not even think that you were homeless. Like I realized I was homeless before I went to this actual shelter. I was like, oh shoot, I was going couch to couch for a couple of months. I was homeless before that. I don't even counting that because most of my stories I don't even count that part of my journey. I just count the time when I actually went to shelter, not thinking, that. So even I can make mistakes, and we all make mistakes. So, but yes. So I just want to. I can't wait. I can't wait till we get bigger to even have more languages because we have people who speak French, Creole, kind of thing, Cantonese, Mandarin, those kind of things. It's not as a big population of those. So I think right now we're just trying to cover the population was the biggest in shelter, which is English and Spanish. And right now, Spanish is winning out on the English side, but we're gonna try to do our best to make sure we can do the best for the families in shelter. Which we have so much great, and I can't even tell you right now. We have so much great and awesome things we have coming for the summertime and beyond. We have so much great news that we have coming for you. Guys, we just have to join our family to hear about the updates. Like we have, Lord, don't tell them what it is though. I'm just saying, don't we have some good things coming up for these people coming up in the next couple of months? We do. So you have to tune in. Like you have to literally watch us on Instagram, watch us on Twitter, be on our backs on Facebook, and follow us on this platform. Like, come on. Why would you not want to be part of this family? Yeah.
That's all they have to do is just follow us and get tuned. You might miss out a perfect opportunity and just because you didn't follow us.
Right. It could be something really fun. You never know. You never know. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but we're awesome over here. Just like, why would we not be part of our family? I don't understand. But yes.
You sound like you're bragging.
But do you have anything to add to the people before you go?
I'm gonna say this in Spanish, so don't get offended.
You're fine.
Por favor, persíganos en Hear Our Voices. Estamos, todos los episodios salen todos los miércoles. Que sale en español es el último miércoles del mes, que es la cuarta semana. Por favor, no se olviden de seguirnos en Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, en todas las plataformas. Aquí estamos. Si necesitan ayuda en cualquier cosa, por favor, contáctenos y estamos aquí para ustedes. We are here for you guys. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So that's a wrap, guys. If you have any questions, concerns that you want to ask us, you could definitely get us because it might be on YouTube also. We're putting this on YouTube also. So this will be coming out next week, Wednesday. So if you have any questions, if you want to put it on a YouTube channel down below, you can. If you are on Anchor or Spotify or any of those platforms, you could DM us. It'll be under the description of where to go. You can email us if you want us to be more private and not like out there in the open. Because I understand if you're going through a struggle, you might not want to have the world anybody can just come across it and just read it, you know. So if you want to be a part, or if you have any questions, like we're only not taking stories. If you need help, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I'm here to listen and I'm here to give you information. I'm here to lead you in the right direction. And if I don't know something, 'cause I don't know everything, I will ask somebody who knows the right answer, and I'll try to my best to put you in that right direction. So I hope this is helpful. I hope to see you next time. And after this episode, there'll be a Spanish episode after that. So guys, sit back and relax and enjoy it. Also, if you're just starting with this third season, we have 2 other seasons for you to listen to. So you can go back and binge listen to the other stuff that we have. So check that out. And you can go look at Lurden's story. I'm just saying. We did an interview. We had doctors from well, I should say med students from NYU who helped me interview her and ask her different questions. So you can actually learn a lot more about her. So if you only speak English, I understand you probably won't go to a Spanish section. But if you're a person who speaks Spanish or know somebody, you know, you can listen to that. We have other Spanish episodes before, you know, we did a little trial run last year. So go check it out. If you know somebody who speaks Spanish and that's all they understand, send it over, please. Thank you, guys.
Wait,
Talk to you
just to
next
add
time.
something real fast, my Spanish episode started last month. So I am part of the Spanish crew. Everything before that, season 1 and season 2, it was just her, not me. I just started this year with it. So if anything, just email me with the email address with Hear Our Voices. And same thing she said, if you need somebody to listen to you, I'm here too.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thank you for listening. Bye.